Thank you, Senator Merkley, and congratulations to all of you on your nominations. Mr. Martin, it's good to see a Marylander in the group, and I want to pick up on some of the comments that Senator Kaine said with respect to the Peace Corps. And Mr. White, congratulations on your nomination. I try to make it a point whenever I'm overseas in an official capacity to meet with our Peace Corps volunteers. I come from a Foreign Service family and have deep appreciation for what they do and our other Foreign Service and Foreign Service officers do. But on the Peace Corps, I was recently in Vietnam with Senator Merkley. We made a point to meet with the Peace Corps volunteers, and I also, which is a first, as you probably know, I'm sure you know. And then in Sri Lanka recently, getting the Peace Corps back in the end of the year, both stops, I got a chance to see the Peace Corps, new Peace Corps group in action in Vietnam and the preparations being made in Sri Lanka. So I look forward to working with you as you move forward on assuming you get your confirmation, which I do support.
Thank you, Senator.
If I could, Ambassador Mustafa Garb, I would like to use the time to better understand exactly what's going on with respect to desperately needed humanitarian relief in southern Gaza. And I realize that you've been nominated, you haven't been confirmed, but I also assume that you've been following this issue very closely. And we are trying to untangle exactly what the obstacles are. As I understood your testimony, you believe an agreement has been reached to provide sustained humanitarian relief across the border.
My understanding is that an agreement has been reached to open up the border. The mechanisms are being worked on all three sides. By that, I mean the UN, Israel, and with Egypt. And as the president said, this first tranche will go as long as Hamas doesn't try to confiscate that first tranche. Then we hope there will be additional tranches.
So the first tranche meaning the 20 trucks, is that what you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And when it comes to, so the Egyptians, as you understand, have cleared that. The Israelis have cleared that, subject to what kind of other requirements?
Yes, my understanding is there has been a general agreement reached. In terms of the situation on the ground at the border, which is fluid and layered, first of all, I would say that on the Gaza side, they need an authority to organize the people who would go across, and that authority is not Hamas. In addition to that, it's making sure that the goods that go in are inspected to also make sure.
I don't have a lot of time. I'm just trying to figure out our pieces. We're just
exactly.
trying to get information.
This is
so there is no other, right now, obviously, Israel is prosecuting its war against Hamas.
Yes.
We support them getting rid of Hamas. But so what other authority would there be in southern Gaza? Are we talking about the United Nations? What are we talking? What could that possibly be?
So these are all the complexities that are involved in the area, and why we have sent David Satterfield out to the region to focus on exactly this issue, sir. Because that situation is fluid, because of the war, details such as having to repave the roads on which the trucks will enter are the details that the parties are working out.
Okay. Well, one of the most desperate situations right now of all the humanitarian needs is access to water, because right now Israel has turned off the water, except for my understanding is one pipe in southern Gaza, which is where it's turned on only for a few hours a day. So what you're telling me is that it's going to take potentially a lot more time to get bottled water in convoys across the Gaza-Egypt border. Is that what you're saying?
I think the situation is very complex, and if confirmed, I commit to following up closely. I don't have all the details on the timelines. I do know that there is a commitment, definitely from our side, and in the great work of Ambassador Satterfield, but also in the president's conversation with President el-Sisi. He did receive that assurance. So this is an issue, if confirmed, I will
Well,
will be
okay,
of utmost support.
I understand you don't have this responsibility yet. All I can say is there's really no time, according to all the UN officials. They're down to about 1 liter a day in rations for water in southern Gaza, which is not enough to support human life. You have Gazans flooding into the south because that's where they were told to go, innocent Gazans. And so it just underscores the need, in my view, to have Israel turn on the water. Because your answer to me is that this is going to take even longer to try to get out the dynamics around the border crossing. And even then, I'm not sure why we should have to have convoys and convoys of trucks bringing bottled water across when we need to take tents, food, medicine, and other urgent needs. So I look forward to following up with you, even before the confirmation vote, to just make sure I understand what your thinking is and what you would do as our ambassador to address all the other issues. And I want to second the things that Senator Murphy and others have said. But this is an immediate humanitarian need. So I look forward to working with you on it. Thank you, Mr.